What's up, nerds? Steve, Tactical Trading. Got the wee Baron with me today on some daddy duty and wanted to just have a quick conversation with you guys about the summer slowdown. It's, again, the short news cycles that we live in the real world, in the trading card world, how you can take advantage of that, what I'm doing personally, where my dollars have been going. We'll call summer June 1st till now. I'll give you guys a snapshot on where my dollars have been going, how much of a slowdown we're actually in. Remember, just try to think for yourselves. Look where other people are not looking. There's so much opportunity all the time, but right now, the general sentiment around the market and the softness and the anticipation for some of the upcoming sets, I think, has created some opportunity. If you disagree, feel free to let me know that you think I'm a retard in the comments below. I always appreciate seeing your educated takes. So just to start it off, as you guys know, as most of you know, I wholesale Chinese Pokemon. We work with businesses, online retailers, rip and shippers, local card shops, vendors, large-scale investors, anybody who's just buying in quantity and wants to get lower entry points into product that they either want to hold on to or they can use to generate cash flow for their trading card business. The website is tacticaltrading.us. I will link in the description below if you want to work with us. Here's our wholesale registration page. Very simple. Put your information in. The next page is going to prompt you to upload your resale certificate. And after that, you guys can buy tax-free and qualify for free shipping on all orders. So let's talk about where my dollars have gone since June 1st. We have spent $458,027.75 on Chinese. That is primarily for the website. That is for our wholesale business that we run. Have not seen any kind of slowdown in Chinese. I mean, the price points, when you compare them to English and even Japanese booster boxes, you're just buying at such a lower entry point, and it's got exclusive arts with a lot of these sets. And even with the sets that don't have exclusive arts, your price points are just so low. And I'm talking like $20-25 a booster case on some products. That in this market, like, there's people out there that are just excited to buy cheaper product. So we spent almost $500,000 since May 1st. So these numbers are from May 1 to today, which is June. Man, I'm all messed up here. June 1st to today, which today is July 6th. So 36 days, 458 grand has been spent on Chinese. Again, that's mostly fuel for the business. That is my primary cash flow mechanism for tactical trading. And then, as we've talked about before, a lot of my proceeds and outside of what I need the working capital in the business to be at, most of any overflow is going to flow back into product that I want to sit on longer term. Some of that would be more of a swing trade, maybe a 6 to 12 month opportunity. Some of it is more long term. Everything that I was buying over the last 35 or so days is product that I do want to sit on for the longer term. As far as the English goes, so we spent $46,025 on English. Of that, it was $16,000 went to prismatic ETBs. So I bought 100 prismatic ETBs, additional ETBs at $160 a piece. I had bought 100 the month before as well for $148 each. So was happy to add more even at the higher price points. I do think it is still a buy. Again, disagree, let me know. It's my money. I'll put it where I'd like to put it, but just being transparent with you guys. And we'll tie this all back into that summer slowdown that we mentioned earlier. I spent $4,000 on a booster box deal. It was 3 Chaos Rising booster box cases and 2 First Partner Volume 2 cases. And then spent $6,625 on 25 prismatic SPCs. I was pretty happy to add those to the position. I haven't had any of those before. I guess I just assumed, since I have never actually held the product, I'd assumed they were the same size as most UPCs. They're actually quite a bit smaller than the Charizard EX UPCs. So bought 25 of those at $265 a piece, and then bought a rather large deal yesterday from a buddy in the space, almost $20,000, spent $19,400 on 11 booster cases. It was 4 temporal cases, 2 Twilight Masquerade cases, 2 Stellar, and 1 Journey Together, 1 Obsidian Flames, and 1 SV Base. I think that's right. I think that's 11 cases. But regardless, I think my average price per case of all those sets was around $1,740. And then spent a little bit on Japanese, dropped, well, a little bit relative to the rest of the spend, $4,500 on Japanese. Those were all on the Pokemon Center boxes. So the Koko, Hiroshima, and Tohoku boxes. Bought 10 sets of those at $450 per set. That's probably the one thing in here that I'm not looking at as like a super long-term play. That may be more of a swing trade. I think those have just dipped to I think the lowest that they've been since they really came out and caught their initial hype wave. I could be wrong there, but certainly the lowest that I bought them at. So wanted to add a little bit more to the position. If there's a shorter to medium term opportunity, I may offload those. If not, I am happy to sit on those for the long run as well. So all in all, actually I didn't even add that up beforehand. Let's see. So my Chinese buys, 458. 46,025 on English, 4,500 on Japanese. So we spent over $500,000 in the last 35 days. And really just want to like highlight when people are just like making the same videos, summer slowdown, things are falling, like you shouldn't be getting worried if you're trying to run a business and you're structuring your Pokemon approach in any way similar to mine. Like I do understand like freeing up liquidity and getting ready for some of these upcoming sets. But if you're running a good business, you're well capitalized, cash flow is strong, like these are the kind of times when opportunities present themselves. And it's not a screaming opportunity, right? Like we're not talking like a 50% crash where it's pretty recognizable that everything's on sale. We're talking about like, hey, people are expecting a really crazy next couple of sets. People are kind of following into the hype of like the summer, or not following into the hype, but listening to everybody else on the summer slowdown. And like, is there a material, is like, I'm not saying this is not true. I'm saying these are the opportunities that are not market corrections. They're not market crashes, whatever you want to say and label those things as. Like a lot of these sets that I was buying are higher than they've been ever. So like I'm buying at some higher price points, but I feel pretty good doing it because now I'm seeing more opportunities to move in. Whereas like, let's say a Twilight Masquerade case on eBay, not really sure what those are at, but we can quickly find out. Like I was going to just make up like an arbitrary number, but since I already have eBay up, we'll do this live. Like if a Twilight Masquerade booster box case right now is going for, there we go. It's kind of what I was thinking, like $2,200, and not a lot of market depth here, right? Like you've got one at auction, one at $2,175, and then it jumps up to $2,300. Like I love, this is why I love TCGs. Like there's not a lot of depth once these sets start to mature and get a little bit older. But like at if you were going to buy this Twilight case today at call it $2,200, like if you can buy that at 85%, which I was able to do, that $19,400 English purchase I did, I bought at 85%, but 2,200, it's like, that gives you some cushion, right? That from current market price, if things change, if you did need to offload, like buying something at 85%, it's just nice to be able to buy things again at a relative discount, even though prices are higher and like a lot of the stuff hasn't crashed in price. I'm now seeing more people that are in my circle that are willing to let things go at a deeper percentage of market than they were 30, 60 days ago. So like not a huge crash, not a huge correction, but like just a time where people are willing to sell and they're motivated to sell. They want to free up that $20,000 collection. Like I would imagine there are eyes to move into some of these newer sets, or maybe not. Maybe whatever the reasoning is, like I'm well capitalized. I'm a believer in this stuff. Obviously my money is where my mouth is. Like this is not like, hey, I know all these people, like you don't know them, you can't buy these deals. Like, no, like get on a Discord server, find people that are selling. And like right now, you can probably go on to basically any Pokemon Discord server and find people that are willing to sell at 85%. So like not having a huge presence, not having a huge name, I probably can't buy at 75, 80%, but I'm happy to take what I can get, which is 85%. And that gives me on a $20,000 order, you know, that gives me what, $3,000, I think would be 15% of that. That gives me $3,000 a cushion from market price. So, just a quick update. Wanted to have a conversation and just let you guys know, like, I am taking advantage of the summer slowdown. I hope you are as well. I hope your businesses are doing well enough to be able to allocate some funds in this softer market that we're seeing. Again, not a crash, but deploying capital during these small, like these lulls is like partial to my, like this is like part of how I've been able to build what I've built. You know, not buying things at their all-time highs, at the peak hype. Like, and I actually want to talk about 30th for a minute. Like, I don't even know where, I've seen a couple of videos on it. It looks like prices are kind of all over the place. I know I saw something, GameStop is going for $600 for a UPC. And there's like people talking about like these things are going to be over $1,000 on. I'm not buying something like that. I'm just not. I'm going to look further back. I'm going to focus on these older sets, and I'm going to continue to build my long-term positions in sets that are proven and sets that are rotating out soon. Like nothing that I bought is really outside of like the Obsidian Flames and the SV base. Pretty much everything else is still in print. Like they're in that kind of second block, SV5 to 8, I think. 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So like your Twilights, your Stellars, Twilight, Stellar, Temporal, and what, Surging Sparks maybe? Like that's going to be the next block of sets that rotates out. And again, like the easiest money has been made on those, right? Like I'm not buying these at $100 a box. I'm paying like 300 plus per box. But I do feel more comfortable buying a $300 booster box of a set that's a year and a half, 2 years old than I do with the idea of buying a UPC for potentially the most printed set we've ever seen for 600, 1,000, whatever it is. Like, so keep a level head. You know, if you guys if you guys have seen an impact to your cash flows, again, like I do run a business. I am all about Chinese. I'm clearly a believer in it, or I would not have spent almost $500,000 on it this month. But a lot of my partners in the Chinese world are having a ton of success selling Chinese on whether it's physical card shops, guys that are vending on the weekends, or guys that are running online websites. Like a lot of people are winning with Chinese right now. So if you're seeing weakness in your business, do consider reaching out to me. Happy to work with you. And thanks for listening, guys. I'm gonna get back to dad duty, and we'll catch you soon. Later.